Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're very well. Happy Monday. My name is Diane and this is Madam Butterfly Tarot, and like I said, this is a reading for Monday the 24th of July, but obviously it's timeless as well. So pile number 1 is the highlights, pile number 2 is the pink rhodochrosite, and pile number 3 is the blue apatite. So I will just give you a second to choose your pile. Okay. Move these guys out of the way. So pile number 1, the highlight. Let's see what you guys have here. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. You have the Four of Wands. I love this deck. Look, see how he's got a little dragon down there? Contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. And you have the High Priestess. Listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. So there's some kind of offer coming in here, and I kind of feel, pile number 1, that this could be... Yeah, I feel like this is to do with your career. And it may have been something that's taken a while to take off, because when I was shuffling the cards, like obviously this is pile 1, and it took so long for your cards to come out. I was shuffling for ages before anything came out. And it kind of looks like she's been waiting. So this is like the inflow of money. Okay, so it depends what you've been working on here, but it could be like... clients coming in if you set up your new business. It could be, if you've been applying for a bunch of jobs, like finally the offer that you've been waiting for coming in. Like you might have been waiting, you've been doing like the final stages of an interview process for a certain job or something like that. I just feel like you've been waiting for this abundance or like signing this contract to come in. Yeah, it almost feels like as well, you see how there's a little light there next to her head? It's like something to do with like, I feel like also, if you've been feeling a little uninspired recently, I feel like you're about to start getting more inspired. Like you might find that there's just more inspiration coming to you. If that's, obviously, that's not going to be for everyone, but like if you do something creative and you've been a bit blocked recently. But it's going to lead to, like with the Four of Wands, this is a huge achievement. Like the Four of Wands is a huge milestone. So there's there's like a level of abundance coming in from whatever this is that's going to provide a lot of stability for you. It's also the successful, like you've started, like for some of you, you started some kind of project and you're going to find that it's going to be successful, okay? But you're going to be feeling like very content, very peaceful, because you have this abundance coming in and it's very stable. And I feel like it's going to, because the thing is, like, you may have just spent all your free time kind of worrying recently. So it's like when this abundance finally comes in, it's like, oh, I can finally like relax. You know what I mean? So when you are in the house, you're not kind of worrying, or you're not having to look for jobs or whatever it is. You can just kind of be, and you can kind of relax. And see here, oh, I hate it when I knock my cards. You see how she's got the book? It feels to me like this is something to do with knowledge that you have, because the High Priestess, I mean, there's a couple of things with that card, but with the High Priestess, it talks about like having knowledge that other people don't have. So I feel like that, like for some of you, that's what this is, okay? But listen to your intuition, because I feel like your intuition is saying, like, even says on this card, like, just, have patience. It is coming. It's maybe just taken a little while for it to come in for some reason, just because they were sorting things out behind the scenes, or, if it's something that you've had to create yourself. I just saw 444 on the clock, which is a really, really good number for your career if you want to check that out. They maybe wanted you to have a very solid base to grow from. or something like that. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is something to do with knowledge that you have, that you've learned, that other people don't have. And for some of you with the High Priestess, it could even be like spiritual knowledge or something like that, like knowledge from beyond the veil, because that's what the High Priestess talks about. The High Priestess talks about, you know, being like the go-between between this world and the next. So for some of you, you know, you could have started like some kind of spiritual business or something like that as well. You also have, ooh, look, you have the Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. So whatever this is, you're starting at a good time, or you've applied for the right job at the right time. It's like you're just in the right place at the right time. And for some of you, this is to do with some kind of like inspiration or some kind of idea that you've had. Or maybe it's something that's going to happen in the future. For some of you, if this is not ringing true yet, like it's some kind of inspiration to do something, like start a business or apply for a certain job or change jobs or something like that. Or, you know, maybe you heard about a promotion before anybody else did or something, but it was like, it's almost kind of destined because they're helping you with it. You know what I mean? Like you've just done it exactly the right time. And you have the Electric Eel Spirit, sorry about the focus, bring your ideas to life. See, I think it's some kind of idea that you have. And even here, like his little head's all lit up. You know, the little dragon, his head's all lit up. So I feel like, again, I want to say, if you've been feeling a little uninspired recently, I think you're about to get a lot of ideas coming through that's going to help you with whatever this project is. Because, you know, as well, if you're a writer and you've had a little bit of writer's block, you know, she's holding a book here. So it's almost like information is coming in. It's almost like they're going to help you with the information because it's the right time for some reason, okay? You have the Chameleon Spirit, act as if. And you have the Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. See, that's what this High Priestess is. It's like you're the one with the knowledge. Like you're the one with this information. And for some of you, like I said, it's even channeled. Like some of you are channeling this information that you're giving to other people. But I think it's important for you at the moment to keep positive, because like I said, it might be taking a long time for this to come in, because the cards really did take a long time. I was like, what is going on here? Like, why just give me some cards? So you may have been like, you know, waiting for this to come in for a long time, but just keep doing it as if it's going to be successful, because it is, okay? That's one of the tricks to manifestation is to just kind of blindly assume that it's going to happen and just carry on like it's gonna happen. So, you know, like they're saying kind of act as if you already have this, okay? There's something about the chameleon as well. Yeah, like if you're feeling a little bit, if it's some kind of job where you're maybe a little bit more in the spotlight or something like that, or if it's a new job and you're kind of finding your feet, like just act as if. You know what I mean? Just act as if you're supposed to be there. Act as if you know what you're doing. Show no fear, okay? Because you're supposed to have it, whatever it is. So just act as if you already have this thing, because it's coming in for you, okay? So that is your message, pile number 1. I hope you found it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I wish you many blessings, love and light. Take care. And pile number 2, you have the pink rhodochrosite. So you guys have, you only got 2 cards, the tarot. You got the Magician. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. And you have the Tower, which is life experience in this deck. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. Something's about to happen for you, pile number 2, okay? I'm not sure what it is. I have more cards here, but things are about to, yeah, I can see from the other cards, life is about to start speeding up for you. It's almost like, you see how this little guy here, this is spirit, you see how they're like casting a spell? It's almost like, yeah, something's about to shift, but in a really good way, okay? Because that's what the tower talks about. That's amazing actually that you have that with the tower, because, you know, in the usual Rider-Waite, it obviously has, like, with the tower, it has the tower and then it has the lightning hitting it. But look, this is spirit making the lightning happen. So spirit is sending you some kind of tower, okay? But it's going to be a good tower in the way that they've been waiting for you to be ready for something, and you're ready now. Because that's what the Magician talks about. Like having everything that you need, because, you know, you get to the end of the tarot, you close down the cycle, and then you have like the Fool, and then you have the Magician, which is like when you have everything that you need to start your new cycle. Sorry, it could be something to do with your throat chakra as well, but you have everything that you need for this. I think you didn't quite, it wasn't quite happening before because you were still just sort of putting the finishing touches to something. But I feel like, I don't know exactly what's changing, but the tower means that life changes. But it's going to be in a good way, because this is something that you've been waiting for, that you're now ready for. And you see how she's just like, there's like a little fairy farting around sort of underneath the tower, and she's like, oh, look at the butterflies, it's so pretty here. But Spirit's about to send this tower down. So like, you know, if you've been kind of, I don't know, I think you're about to get a lot busier, pile number 2, but in a good way. Okay? Because, yeah, maybe nothing's happened for a long time, or you're just kind of in a happy place at the moment where you're like, oh, this is nice, like getting time to just kind of la la la, and Spirit's like, nope, things are about to happen. Because look at what I was looking at. You have the Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. So that's exactly what the tower means. It's like something changing, but changing quite fast. Spirit's about to send whatever it is. You have the Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. Yeah. You have the Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. See, I have one more here, but I think you've been like given a time out, right? Like if nothing has happened for you for a long time, you know, if you've just been kind of, I don't know, doing healing and kind of being in hermit mode, and you've actually, I think maybe you're about to, like, you've kind of got to a place now where you're kind of enjoying it. And Spirit's like, okay, that means you're ready, cool, we're gonna send this new stuff. But I think you were taking some time out to heal before they gave you all this new stuff, so that you weren't super overwhelmed. I really don't feel like you're gonna I really don't think you're gonna see it coming, because this little fairy dude or dudette, like, she's just in the garden being like, la la la, it's so pretty in my garden, and she's got like her back to the sky, and Spirit's like, right, cracks knuckles, sends lightning towards you when you're not looking. So there's going to be a lot of things that start changing for you, pile number 2, like I said, in a good way. I can't say that enough, like in a good way. So if you start to feel quite overwhelmed, make sure that you're tending to the small things. Like make sure you, because, sorry, you know, when a lot of things start to change quite fast, it's quite easy to sort of become ungrounded. You know what I mean? And like grounding yourself is like when you're tending to the small things. You know, that's kind of what keeps you on track. When everything is changing, it's like, okay, but I still have to make sure I'm eating right, you know, and I still have to have my little routine, and I have to do this, and I have to do the laundry, and you know what I mean? So if a lot of stuff starts changing and you're feeling very overwhelmed, just make sure that you keep tending to the small stuff, okay? Like keep grounding your energy. You also have the Grasshopper Spirit here, take a leap of faith. like shamrocks when I'm looking at it through the camera. So that could be significant for some of you. You know what I'm kind of seeing with this? I don't know why, but this grasshopper is wearing a little crown and he looks kind of mystified. Like, it looks like somebody's just shoved a crown on his head and he's like, what? What's going on? Like, what did you... Oh, am I in charge now? So there might be something like that that's about to happen for you. Like, you're about to be put in charge or something, or you're about to start getting a lot of attention. And that might be what throws you a little bit, you know? Because also Spirit may, you know, you may have been taking some time out to heal a lot of, to heal things. Like Spirit may have wanted you to do like things before, you know, all the action started coming in as well. That could also have been like the mouse spirit, tend to the small things. There's a new beginning coming in for you though. And I feel like you're going to be really surprised, to be honest. It could be love. This could be something to do with love as well, because like the pink rhodochrosite is often to do with love. Interesting. So that is your message, pile number 2. So enjoy the chill out time that you have now, because things are about to start speeding up for you. So like Spirit says, you've had enough time. So I hope that was useful, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching, and as always I wish you many blessings, love and light. Hey pile 3, I actually started doing your reading and then I had to stop because my throat almost totally closed up, which is interesting because you have the blue apatite, which is a throat chakra stone. I kind of noticed my throat was going like halfway through pile 2, and then I started doing your reading and I literally couldn't like my throat almost totally closed up. So this could be something to do with your throat chakra opening up. Okay, so you have the devil, which is in this deck is called the ego. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. And you have the 10 of swords, the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now, recovering from an addiction. Okay. Wow, I'm really struggling here. Hold on a sec. I feel like this is something to do with your throat chakra. See, when you have the devil, it talks about the thing that's been holding you back. And it's coming to an end. I feel like for this pile, I feel like you've had some kind of block in your throat chakra. And it's coming to an end. So maybe you've been doing a lot of work on your throat chakra, or it's like just the right time in your journey for your throat chakra to start opening. But I feel like that's what's going on here, okay? Yeah, look, you have the squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Because I feel like you've been holding yourself back, not intentionally, but I feel like you've had to wear a mask or something. If you want to know more about the chakras, you should check out my other channel, How to Train Your Caterpillar. The link is in the description box, it always is. But see, when the throat chakra is blocked, it's usually because there's been some type of emotional abuse or bullying at some point. Like, you know, somebody's made you feel like what you had to say was not worthwhile, or like you weren't worth listening to, or you should just be quiet. You know, like your needs are not important, blah, 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 blah. You could also have brought it through from a past life as well. Like sometimes if you have, you know, if you were particularly outspoken or something in a past life, you can, and you were punished for it, you can bring that through. I also have a bit of a theory that if you were hung, you know, if you'd been hanged in a past life, that could be something that you bring through as well, but that's just a theory that I have. But I feel like you definitely, I'm really struggling to get the words out. Oh my god. Like you've really struggled in the, I'm actually going to hold this and see if it helps. You feel like you've always had to hold back what you really wanted to say, or like you were very shy, or you struggled with like social anxiety or something like that. So it's almost like you were wearing a mask, but not in a deceptive way, just in a, you know, you had to hide who you really were because in the past people have not accepted you for it. But like with the squirrel spirit, you're like, you're finally starting to believe in yourself, and you're like, no, I'm gonna say what I want. I'll do what I want. And you have the elephant spirit, learn from the past. So there's definitely something here about your past. There's definitely something here about your past. I also just want to say, only take this if it resonates, obviously, but some of you might have had an addiction in the past because you have the ego, which is the devil. And you have the Ten of Swords, which, you know, specifically in this deck, it talks about recovering from an addiction. So some of you in this deck, who chose this pile may be recovering from an addiction. And they're saying, if that's the case, like, I don't know, maybe you're having a bit of a wobble today. They're saying, like, believe in yourself, like, you can do this, okay? You can do it. Because it may be something to do with your throat chakra as well. Addictions are usually to do with the sacral chakra, but it could also, for you, it could be something to do with your throat chakra, okay? I just wanted to throw that in there because it came through. But there's definitely, you know, I feel like you're releasing the past. Like for those of you that because this could be for both people, right? Like those of you who have a blocked throat chakra, and for those of you recovering from an addiction, I feel like you're releasing something from the past that either closed up your throat chakra or made you feel like you needed this addiction, you know? Like I mean, obviously, you know, if you have an addiction, it's something that you have to keep working on, but yeah, there's something to do with releasing the past here. And you have the starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. See, this is like for those of you who resonate with the throat chakra stuff, or just in general, you know, it's like you finally started to see how much you've been holding yourself back, right? Because you were in this like devil energy where you're like, oh, I can't do that because, you know, people don't like what I have to say, or I'm shy, or I don't want to work with people, or I have to keep myself hidden. No, you don't. You know, somebody taught you that in the past, but you're starting to see now, you're like, hold on a minute here. Because this, even in this card, like the squirrel is throwing that little acorn away. He's like, I don't need that. Or it's like he's using the acorn to clean out all the crap. You see? He's like, get away. Get out of my acorn. I don't need you anymore. It's like you're starting to see all the possibilities for yourself that you didn't see before. You're like, man, I could do anything. I'm amazing. I can do whatever I want. And you have the butterfly spirit as well. Transformation is beautiful. So pile number 3, you are going through, or you're about to, or you've just been through some huge transformation here. I feel like for a lot of you, like I said, it's to do with your throat chakra. So they might even, you know, I feel like it's just time is what I want to say. So I don't know if you've been doing a lot of work on it, or Spirit's just going to come in and be like, you know what, it's time. Like we're going to help you out with that when you're sleeping or something, or it's something they've been helping you out with during the day. Also, some of you could have been in hermit mode, and this is you like coming out of the chrysalis, like all transformed. You know, this is the point that you were supposed to get to come out of hermit mode, like, you know, realizing your own worth, speaking up for yourself, releasing all the stuff from the past that, you know, keeps making you think, like, my voice is not valid. You know, what I have to say doesn't matter. My needs don't matter, right? That's BS. So you're undergoing some kind of beautiful transformation here. Excuse me. And also for those of you like recovering from an addiction here, I just feel it's like you've conquered it, is what I want to say. Because you have the butterfly. You know what I mean? It's just, you're like maybe you found the root cause of it or something, you know, or you've broken the back of it. It's something like that. You've been through some kind of huge transformation, and it's been very solid. I want to say this is like very, very solid. Like this is the point of no return, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? Because the number 11 usually means that you're on the divine path. Okay? So, very well done. Pile number 3, well done, because I feel like you've been through a lot. And you know what? Like, recovering from an addiction is also, it's not easy. It's really not easy. So, well done to everyone in pile number 3. And I do not mean that in a patronizing way. You know, it's just, yeah, well done. So I hope that was a useful message, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me while I choked my way through your reading. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I wish you many blessings, love and light. Take care.